You don't feel offended by that, Jack?
Oh no, I don't.
Okay.
They're Discord friends, but they're not Facebook friends.
Exactly.
I'm not for a lot of y'all. I think the only one here is probably Kristen and Jasmine.
I'm sorry, it
Maybe Charles.
I completely forgot to like friend people in Discord because it doesn't really like matter as much.
Change anything.
Yeah.
If I just need to talk to you, I'll just randomly yell in the middle of the orchestra Discord and I'll be like, hey, what's up?
I think I friend some people because I accidentally and I'm like, I'm just going.
It seems like I am friends with you, Sophia.
Yeah, because I think I meant to press his message one time, but I just added you as a friend instead, and I'm like, that's okay.
The chosen ones.
Shoot.
I'm pretty sure I missed the last few streams to go to class. No idea what's going on.
It's okay. The trial still goes on. I think that's
As long as
like
I'm there during the fingerprinting scene, everything is good.
the fingerprinting.
It's the favorite part of this entire series.
Phoenix Wright Attorney.
Phoenix Attorney, Ace Wright.
Ah, yes.
It's
Phoenix. Attorney Ace.
Wait, is this suddenly very clear voice?
Phoenix Wright. Ace.
That's it. That's where I'm stopped.
Phoenix,
Right.
Phoenix, right.
His name is Ace, right?
On the meat bone.
No, it's Attorney.
Oh no, not on the meat bone. Why would you bring it back?
The bone
Mr. Wright.
Bone on the meat.
Yeah, Creighton, you're back to Edgeworth today, right? Okay, yeah.
Huh? What?
Trial? Always like this with you?
Just a stream, a little bit.
Slow again. That's definitely slow.
Oh yeah, it's like
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Got anything running in the background?
well, Reaper's not.
Oh, goodness!
You still
what?
rendering?
No. I'm sorry about that. Let me. Okay, exit out.
You, Reaper still on? Yeah, Reaper
No,
does.
It's not on.
Oh.
Reaper's not on.
Oh.
Let me.
Bruh.
Oh, my poor computer. Hating me right now. Let's close all these tabs.
Duh.
Come on. You can do it. Save those tabs.
It's been so long that I've completely forgot how to do my New York accent for Gumshoe.
He's gonna reinvent himself this session. Don't worry.
Oh boy.
Oh, 48 tabs. Not too bad.
Your voice is
Oh my
loud
goodness.
now. It's the complete opposite
That
of
actually
my
isn't
voice.
too
I
bad.
was gonna laugh at you, but no, those are amateur numbers.
Yeah.
What? You people have more than that?
Wait,
I have 5 like virtual desktops that are like
That's on
all filled,
That
doesn't count.
all filled with windows, all filled with tabs.
okay, maybe that counts.
Ew.
I probably have over 200 tabs open.
That's disgusting.
Ew.
But if I, it doesn't. I mean, it
Maybe
might,
it does, and you just have it for so long you forgot how it used to be.
Maybe?
Well,
I don't think I've had problems though. Let me listen to some New York accent.
the video is definitely faster than the stream though, for me at least.
Alright.
Same.
I was actually gonna do it. I was trying to get a reaction out of you. You're just making me.
I've already been there.
What?
Are trials always like this with you? Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there?
Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently, she got called off to the judges' chambers.
Probably something to do with law.
So, this is where we turn the trial around, right? Our only weapon. A tiny, insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell you the truth.
Jack.
Was he home?
Hola, partner. There could be any number of cowboys saying hola. Nope, there could be one cowboy saying hola. They say you show a red cloth to a... Okay. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin' at least.
Sure.
Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked now, tighter than a fort in enemy territory.
That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge.
Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's tasting mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now, don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it too, I'd reckon.
What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf.
So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken.
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell.
I have a bad feeling about this.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee!
Bacon court.
Yes.
Still Mike Beacons?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. February 23rd, 12:32 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Me now too. I'd like to resume.
What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution.
Wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. You're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow. Those grinding teeth. Those watery eyes! What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent.
It can't be. This can't happen.
Happened to Mr. Edgeworth?
I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation.
This is unacceptable.
It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself.
Excuse me. Knock knock.
Who's there?
The music.
What's with this guy?
Mine's so detailed.
A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom.
Hey! The temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
Wow.
Hot.
Who on earth?
Oh no, he's hot! Literally.
Only to the touch.
And you!
You're staring at him.
5.7 degrees.
Oh! Sorry I'm late, Archie. The roads were packed. It's just me.
Udgy.
Long time no see, hey Archie? How you been? Swim much these days?
Oh, hello! So busy.
Busy, Archie, my boy. You have to make time to relax.
Udgy. Seems to be his nickname for the judge?
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you?
So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son.
Thanks?
So sorry about a little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime, surely!
Little worthy?
I don't know the district chief of police!
Chief of police?
He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district!
Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
To what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it?
Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this.
Hey, that's...
Muffler.
So Miss Starr wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler.
But to think that was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less.
And so much time just staring at his face.
It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. Aji, did you say something?
Oh, did you not hear me?
No.
Did it cut out?
Didn't
What's
quite hear
this?
you. It's what you call switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Objection! Chief. What kind of outfit are you running here? Judge,
Oh,
Aji.
Mr. Edgeworth!
how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job?
Now wait a minute, Worthy.
I've no desire to hear your excuses.
I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there, Miles Edgeworth?
That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had...
You're ahead in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology.
What? Are you serious?
Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
Kind of major blunders, unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open up for me, I wonder?
Yes. Well, I think all you have to do is push that switch. And...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. And you know that's very important.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore.
You would, you just get blood all over him.
Just hurry up and open it!
Takes out the other knife.
Dun, 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 dun.
There's a small tag on this knife.
It seems to say SL9 too.
What does that mean?
Well, I've heard something similar. DL6 of DL6 incidents fame.
But it's strange.
Huh? What is?
I'm not certain, but I get the feeling that I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that looked a lot like this somehow.
Let's open this up. Also, these keys are not intuitive at all.
Yeah.
HNBM? HNBM?
What were they
Oh.
thinking?
Don't scare me like that!
I'm the one who's scared!
Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off.
this nice blade.
And this dark red stain. Blood?
Ketchup.
Hot sauce.
Tomato soup.
Tabasco sauce. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police. And this knife.
Sure thing, not a problem, not even a little one, really. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
At the police department? A detective?
That's hush-hush information, Archie. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Objection! Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Anyway, we are the department. We're all flustered, as you might well assume. We were in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay?
Understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
Two detectives killed at the same time in two different places.
The chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course.
I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine this.
There... ever... Questions focused on the case at hand.
Hold it! Excuse me, special?
Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else.
Might that special thing be this little tag?
Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that down. Not that.
You've established the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now why was there another knife at the scene of the crime?
That made a mystery.
And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler.
Hold it! This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you?
See, there's a lot of things that go on in the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto.
Something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto.
That's my girl.
Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that had me stumped all this time.
So, how are things down at the department?
Badger.
Right, good job, Emma.
Badger.
I wonder what this note is all about.
Whoa.
Objection! Wait a second.
At last, an honest to goodness objection!
This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean?
By the way, someone's typing very loudly. FYI.
Did it cut me off again?
No, we heard you.
Okay.
But who was that?
That's true.
I did not know.
Oh, someone typing. I see. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
How dare you, Drew?
How dare you type and do work?
Wow. Being productive.
Oh, work aloud.
An honest to goodness, what do you mean from Archie? This is great.
Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92.
And this person's... why?
Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim.
What's... 7S 12-2?
Your Honor, it's upside down.
It seems to have frozen.
Froze?
Oh, there we go.
Upside...
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around, and what do you get?
Whoa!
Whoa!
Rad trick, Rad.
That's rad.
Speaking of tricks and shoot Kumi games. Yeah.
Get that reference.
Archie!
Okay, I'll say it again.
Oh!
Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down.
9. That's the same thing that was written on the knife's tag! Order! Order! Well, Chief?
Oh, well. I guess the cat's out the bag. You win, righto?
I win? What game is this guy playing?
Ace Attorney,
Hey. This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room.
Hold it. So this knife was stolen?
Yes, but on the day of the murder.
It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon?
Nice. Good show there, little worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens.
I'm not little worthy.
Little worthy. It was evidence from the case long since solved.
Okay,
So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car.
I think there isn't a connection there.
Hold it! On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department?
That's a fact! Surprising, isn't it, Aji?
I'm at a loss for words.
And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Just arrested? That was quick.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto?
I suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case?
Oh, good one, this kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only.
So, tell me, where was the victim found?
Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department.
The evidence room? Wait a second. I have heard of that.
The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now?
This knife was in evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room.
There's a connection between the two cases.
You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Oh, righto.
Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gantz to testify about the details. Hold it! Chief. The defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven.
You don't say! Well, out with it, Righto! What's your connection?
With it, Mr. Wright?
The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room.
Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag.
And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
You two make a good pair. I ship it.
Wait,
It
hold
took
on.
my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here.
Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department.
See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all.
Can we get the information unofficially?
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all.
What? Really?
Who would have guessed?
I will cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay?
Hold it! If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything?
Oh, well. Case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly.
Oh well. I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number?
Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that.
Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all.
We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189.
What?
Oh, that's quite long.
It's 7 digits, Your Honor.
And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts.
2. I can't do it.
5824189.
5842189. You didn't even get the first number right.
Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
The ID number of the victim at the police department. 5842189. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think.
Meaning?
It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean?
Hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something? What does it tell you?
We happen to have...
Oh, what do you know?
Oh,
What a...
What a coinky dink.
Take that! Witness!
Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night!
No, it's just... I got confused.
And this is news?
Huh?
Just come out with guns blazing, like you always do. Come on. Fire at me, Ray. Fire at me.
Edgeworth, I don't roll up my sleeves in the courtroom. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Is it yours?
No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney. Remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman.
shame on you, Righto. Posting no IDs on top secret.
Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189.
This... Not exactly.
Huh?
Wait! That ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten.
You didn't even get the first number right! Again! The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189.
Objection! Wait a second, Wright. What does this...
mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that?
Oh, sharp as attack, Righto. Sharp as attack.
Wait! Detective Goodman is our victim! He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot.
Yes. A Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time.
Objection! Objection! That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person who was killed at the exact same time, and in a completely different location.
Order! Order! Order!
Objection!
Chief,
Objection!
what does this mean?
No, what I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine. But I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case.
Now just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered.
Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case.
Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight. The grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours.
What? How dare?
We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news.
Oh, Officer Meekins?
Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before?
Gee, guys, I don't know.
Wait. Aha!
Meekins?
Cut off again. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir! I've got your report, sir!
I like this headcanon where his voice is like Charles's voice, but his is just what Jackson.
You don't mean him?
According to Meekins, you did intercept the report. Hard to believe.
But the officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident.
Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on top of the report.
Gah! Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
You can't just say that.
In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy.
Objection! But, sir! You could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then Sir? Sir?
We spend a lot of time just staring at
No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy.
Nani? What?
Now what was the second rule of evidence law,
Well, Mr. Wright,
Oh, well, it's,
Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant?
Normally you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list.
So, what does this mean?
I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wright over here. Good job, Wright, my boy.
Huh? I was just doing my job.
No!
It seems we have come to the end of this trial.
I know you're going through a tough time, Wally. What, with all those rumors? You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December.
I apologize for the terrible lack of due diligence on my part.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do.
You'd better get results this time. Really.
You have my profound apologies, sir.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day, as the prosecution has requested. Get it good, Edgeworth! Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth?
Will you, Judge? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned.
Dun, dun, dun,
He continued.
Take a quick 5-minute break.
Well, that was a short section.
Yeah, that was short.
Well, the first one was long as hell, so.
Yeah,
That is also true.
It's really long. Take a 5-minute break. Come back in
Alrighty.
20.
If you want.
Super windy over here right now.
Same. It's very cold and windy.
Sucks, cause like I like sleep with the window open, otherwise I get stuffy. It's like
Yeah.
really dry lately.
I mean, granted, the wind doesn't blow a bunch of dust inside your room.
Yeah, that's why I haven't opened my window. Well,
Oh,
not
you
that-
haven't? Okay.
It's more like air, cause I don't like sleeping with like my room door open.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. Ooh.
Because it's been too cold to sleep with the window.
Are you swimming, son?
I'm swimming upstream. Sir. I should go to a church and actually like play Damon Gann's theme on an organ.
Yeah.
So fun.
I tried playing it on the organ in Conrad Preby's. It's a bit harder than it looks, not gonna lie.
Oh, really? Like, do you have to like use
Yeah.
all of the are they called keyboards on an organ, or like?
No idea, but yeah, you have to use a lot of keys, and you also have to use the foot keys.
Oh.
It's like you have to coordinate fingers and feet, and that adds a little extra level.
Literally playing piano with your foot at the same time as playing with your hands.
Yes.
I like how Shane is deafened. I guess he's just here to watch the stream, but not listen.
I thought he was practicing his New York accent, and that's why he was deafened.
That would explain, yeah.
New York.
New Yorker.
Gumshoe, right?
Yeah, gumshoe. Seems like Discord does not like my old man voice.
It doesn't pick
Sometimes
up.
cuts it off.
Yeah.
It just occurs, like us being passed from person to person.
Yeah, whatever I'm not a main character, will just be passed. It's funny because like my sister, she's been able, because she actually is on desktop now. She like set up a webcam there, and so she's been using her headset. And she has a problem where sometimes when she gets so excited and like the mic's closer, it starts, like her mic, and I'm always just like, Ash, move the mic away from your mouth, please, so I can understand you. Which is like the exact opposite of my problem.
Hey, Critton, you're watching Jujutsu Kaisen, right?
I think he's AFK. He said he'd
Oh.
be back in a minute.
Oh. I see his mic lighting up, but I guess that's just room noise.
Yeah.
Noise.
Lin. There's a Lin statue, a good smile. Lin from Fire Emblem. Pretty old to be suddenly getting a new statue. Gandendorf.
Gantendorf, yeah.
You know, it kind of works.
Like the first time I saw him, I thought, yeah, he gives me Ganondorf vibes.
I see it, yeah.
And I didn't think there's actually a Ganondorf thing. I just typed in David Ganondorf to see what I find, and well,
There it is.
yeah. It's a Smash mod.
The house is shaking a bit. Let's go.
Indeed.
Let's see.
For once, it's not windy in Irvine. We don't need another fire.
You almost had one, right?
There was a second one, but it was further away this time, so we didn't have to evacuate, but some other cities did.
Yeah.
But literally, like, the night before, I heard the wind outside, I was like, oh, I hope there's not another fire. And then I wake up the next morning, the sky is orange, and I'm like...
Oh god.
But yeah, it wasn't for us, so we were okay.
Yeah.
I just
It's already contained anyways.
Yeah.
There's one from my area, a red flag warning because of the strong gusts and low humidity.
Hmm. Eating some
Miles
chips
per
too.
hour wind right now.
Yeah, I can hear the wind outside. It's interesting. A bit concerning.
Winds like this a lot, like yearly, so it's fine. It's knocked down some pretty big trees on my street before. Like it blocked the whole street to my middle school one year.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Better Coleman.
Mike, please pick it up. Did anyone hear that? I don't think so.
February. Oh, wrong voice. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Wright and Co. Law Offices.
Incorporated.
Wright and Co. Law Offices.
Oh, we should try that as a voice for another case.
Mr. Wright, so... what's going on with the case, anyway? I'm a little confused.
Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room.
What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car.
Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least.
Alright, let's do it.
Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to...
I think you cut out.
Sorry.
Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go! Science awaits us!
'23rd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot.
You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares?
Yeah, it was only our victim who was screwed. No biggie.
Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it.
That oil drum. Was it empty? Oh, we don't have Cindy.
Who doesn't have a voice? Bro.
I can do it real quick until I have to go for dinner.
Okay.
Oh, what was Cindy's voice like for this character?
I didn't normally.
She didn't really have a voice, she just read the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do one. The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
I think we'll probably run into Angel anyways today.
My sister, erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never!
Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister.
That's not it at all. It's just... we're both professionals at what we do. And I trust her.
Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away.
Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright.
Huh? What's that grin for?
This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid.
Luminol?
Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there.
But wouldn't the police have already done those tests?
Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try.
Me? Why do I have to do it?
I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet.
I'm testing blood stains with this stuff, not drinking it.
Bottoms up.
Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses.
I feel like some kids who died from drinking hand sanitizer.
What?
Surprised me.
You had an extra pair of those things?
Oh, nice.
Now we
This
match.
gets you closer to godliness.
To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press enter to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some blood stains.
That's not what a high school usually says.
I like to
See the
believe
blood.
when she says, like, when she tells you to press the keyboard, she's not talking to Phoenix, she's talking just, like, through Phoenix into the, like, the beyond dimension.
The little ratatouille that's controlling his brain.
Her eyes just, like, zone out, she just, like, speaks into the ether. Like, press enter.
They had like 4 people speak at once. Press enter.
Press enter.
Oh man, this is too bad that it's not the DS version, which is what this case was made for. Because then we'd have more
I mean...
touchscreeny stuff. Alright, time to start. Oh, it's not intuitive to do it using arrow keys, sadly.
I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a blood stain?
It's so... Ugh!
Emma, you're shaking.
It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood.
Scientific investigation in action.
Oh, okay. Well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course.
What's odd about this, scientifically? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood?
I definitely think so. I mean... Look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe.
It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to be have been more blood than this.
Hey, Mr. Wright! I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we see a bloodstain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right?
Yeah. And this stuff's pretty handy, too.
I saved up my allowance to buy that.
Moving and testing fluid receipt from very proud-looking Emma Sky.
We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes, they fail to mention the evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case.
Then let's drag that hidden evidence out light of...
Yeah. It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it?
Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious.
think this is... Hello. Nora's gone for now, sadly. Oh no.
I have a question. How does my mic sound?
Oh my goodness.
What was that?
Really crunchy.
Wrong.
It sounded like Bigfoot. Bigfoot had stars.
I feel like I'm being flooded with all the information.
Let me turn it down.
You sound like
Darth
an evil
Vader
space lord.
ASMR.
Yeah, you sound like an evil space lord.
How does it sound now?
Now you don't sound like
Sounds
anything.
like a quieter space lord.
Yeah, a very quiet one.
All that changed was the volume.
Darth
Yeah.
Vader was an introvert.
It seems I have more work to do.
Did I read Angel for now?
It seems I have more work to do.
Yeah.
Hey, go.
Oh, what? Should you read the voice this morning? I wonder how the fluid of yours would react to a nice belly button.
Miss
Alright, am I
Star!
back now?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
You trust your own eyes, sir. Not bad, you two. This day old belly box is on the house.
Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth clearing.
That looks like a petrified piece of provolone.
Huh? It's not. It's my attorney's badge.
I'll think a petrified piece of provolone will fetch more on the open market.
Look, my badge isn't up for sale. Not yet, at least.
It should be.
It's more like a wheel of cheese.
Think about it.
Wait,
I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes.
So you went straight to the scene of the crime.
Or chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo. Yes.
In other words, 5 minutes after the crime?
5 minutes are the whole problem. The whole of my testimony, as it were.
The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Star. You lying was the problem.
Listen, little girl, I had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time.
That time?
Dun dun dun, the case begins. Like a chicken. It was when I grabbed the chief prosecutor on the shoulder. She dropped that phone on the pavement.
That's when you heard her talking about the muffler, right?
Little did I know. Trap. The car's muffler and the prosecutor's red muffler.
What was Mrs. Sky really trying to say, I wonder? Could you take a look at this? Yes?
You wanted some hot tea, right?
No, but thanks. She didn't even look at it.
You must have to bury the leaves a long time to get a rich flavor like this.
We gave you a tea? We re-infused the leaves with steam before brewing.
I knew it. So that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite!
The only thing I'm smelling here is waste. And it's delicious. The body with Edgeworth's knife stuck in it was found in Edgeworth's car.
I think he owes me his gratitude.
Gratitude?
Why? If I hadn't witnessed the crime.
Mr. Edgeworth would have been the suspect.
I wonder.
No, it's strange. Why didn't our chief prosecutor have her own murder weapon ready? You certainly put me in a tight spot today.
My apologies, Miss Sauer, but...
No. It's okay. It was my fault.
Oh, we know.
I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry.
Sorry? You lied on the witness stand! That's unforgivable!
Girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the event was different, I still saw what I saw. Saw the chief prosecutor's sky stab a man in cold blood, and that stands. I swear on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman.
I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what?
So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr?
It was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up.
Coughed it up?
Best. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too.
I can be your angel.
I wouldn't doubt it.
You're
Damon and your
Every day, I dragged dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the cough of the queen.
Yes, queen! Genevieve, Emma. Oh, and here I thought someone had gone food poisoning from your lunches.
And you were let go? Or fired?
Felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if the prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'll still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident.
SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean...
What do you think about this?
The SL9 incident, it's notes written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know?
Really?
That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. And I suspected SL9 isn't over, not yet.
Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident?
That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable.
Disposable? To who?
2 years ago, it was the biggest case I ever handled. Police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence.
So, they didn't solve it?
On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed.
Executed?
Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. Doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find that decisive evidence. Not a shred.
What? But the criminal was executed.
The evidence of a sort, made up evidence.
What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence?
Art came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with that case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of the job.
And you were one of those?
Well, and one other person, you know. Well,
Wait, could it be?
Amigos?
True killer!
exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops. I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshalls. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then, it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I.
You haven't forgotten SL9?
There's another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one's up in their fancy offices can stop us.
Wait. Those lunches you sell.
There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate.
Miss Starr's old boyfriends. How many does she have, anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence.
There has to be a connection.
Yeah.
What?
Seems you're serious about investigating this case.
Yes.
Yes.
A Salisbury steak lunch?
A certain guy who might help you if you come to him with this treat.
Mike Meekins?
Say, leave on me, dog.
Miss Star? Officer Marshall. Is he your... are you his... Are you going out?
Why do you want to know?
So precious.
I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too, back then.
This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective.
But now he's so cold.
Not like in Ganston.
Nick and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're put in the past. We just got on. We're put in the past to rest if it were nothing more than that.
I see. Thank you.
Officer Jake Marshall.
Excuse me?
A lot.
That's a stepladder.
What's the difference? In scientific terms, please.
Scientific, huh?
Look at the basic nature of the thing, Mr. Wright.
This all seems so horribly familiar.
February 23rd, Police Department, entrance.
It's even busier here today than it was yesterday.
The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring.
I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all.
So, the evidence room. The scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk. Here it is.
She's like a kid at an amusement park.
Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look.
Nice, Blue Badger.
The Blue Badger is still riding around today.
Riding. Oh, there's the song.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say... dancing. Speaking of dancing... the whole police department has been dancing around like crazy since yesterday.
Can I take out his batteries?
Please.
I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty.
Say naughty?
evidence room entrance. Guard station.
What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric.
According to the pamphlet, this is a guard station for the evidence room.
So beyond that door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime.
It sure seems that way. Oh!
What's wrong?
It's those cacti! They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight.
If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where is the guard?
I'm feeling I know who he is already. Look! On the floor! A lasso!
Looks like it's set up to trap something.
A trap? Here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed!
You sure have an active imagination. The evidence room is beyond that door.
Let's walk in! It won't open.
You thought it'd be open? I think we'd need someone's permission to go in there first. It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room.
There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says, recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of here.
Well, that's... I guess not.
Yikes. These sure are prickly. They must be the real deal.
I would think just one big one would be sufficient.
These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually.
What's that supposed to mean?
How so?
She's covered in
I
sharp
see it
spikes.
already. She wears the cowboy hat. Encased in a cold, rigid shell, with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her.
I'm not so sure I see the resemblance.
It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity.
It could be a physical similarity.
There's a security guard uniform hanging here.
It looks more like a costume than a uniform.
A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? Oh, I know. A poochie. Wait, maybe that wasn't it.
It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being.
Poochie.
Right, 23rd.
Sorry.
We already got that one, yeah.
This place is charged with frantic energy, as always.
Huh? Wasn't that...
I don't know.
Shane isn't. He's still deafened.
Hello, yes, I see.
There you are.
Okay. One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you.
Detective Gumshoe.
Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland.
You mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale.
I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking.
Now's no time for despair. We've got our criminal. Now we just need evidence.
The criminal? You mean...
What about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal?
On the same day that the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department?
And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Chief of Police, sir.
Preston.
Chief of
Whoa! Yeah, sorry, my mic was turned off. Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
The biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy.
But Detective Gumshoe, who was it?
Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch. Pronto. Standing around here talking and gonna fill my belly.
Wait, don't leave!
If you wanna know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. I can do better. I have this weird... I keep pronouncing my R's too much. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. I'll never get back that voice that I tried.
He ran off to the evidence room.
Well, this investigation is off to a running start.
Haha. Get it? Running.
23rd Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department.
Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here.
Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department.
Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the prosecutor's lot.
It makes my head hurt.
Well, first things first. Let's go check out the police department scene.
Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up, or we could wind up dead.
I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us either. These are the detectives' desks. There are computers and files on each one. Funny, they're a lot tidier than I'd expect. I guess the detectives don't spend a lot of time at their desks.
God, the computers look so old.
CRTs.
They're just saving the budget. That must be the chief of detectives. He's glued to his computer screen.
What? Detective killed in the evidence room? Tell no one outside the police department? No! I told that old lady at the restaurant everything.
Someone's getting a demotion.
We need to find that old lady.
And kill her.
Kill old back. Watch you be old back.
That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself.
Who's the police chief?
It's not
Who wants to meet the... It's just the police. Just
Oh, man, police, yeah.
Random mook.
I know! The killer used dry ice! He put it between the latch and the door. The loot room could be sealed shut. This is good! I'll win a writer's award for sure.
He's not writing a report. He's writing a novel. What novel news? So, this is the police mascot, is it?
Luke Thatcher, the future star of the police force.
The design's a little changed from the one outside.
Ah, well, Dancing Boot Badger TM is still under development, you see.
You have it trademarked?
Absolutely! It's cutting edge stuff. Very now. I showed this voucher here to my daughter, and she burst into tears.
Don't show her the moving mock-up outside then. Her nightmare.
What? What was that?
New interrogation technique. Blue Patcher.
Third, detention center, visitor's room.
Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they got the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess they did. Best not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing.
Oh my goodness.
What was that?
Mike.
That's me. Sir, that's what I'm saying! Me? A perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Oh, hi. Greetings, sir.
Wait, I know who you are.
Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir.
Officer Meekin! So, you're a guard here at the detention center?
No, sir. Not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman. Like a little lost lamb, sir.
Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report?
Oh, sir, how should I say this?
Wait, he isn't... Is he?
Give me a second.
You, Officer Meekins, you didn't... Did you?
Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir.
What?
Now this is an unexpected turn of events.
More, it's the sound of that sound.
Yeah, it's cursed.
Oh wait, what?
It's losing its shine.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, I didn't know I could check it out now.
Now we can look at the bat. Oh, there's a screw.
Oh, there's a
Why
little
is there a
number.
Oh, interesting.
263.
Why would the badge have like a screw part, not like a pin?
So, this is what the back of the badge looks like. And I always thought it had a safety pin.
Each badge has a number carved into it. That way you can tell which attorney you belong to.
You mean you couldn't lend your badge to anyone?
No, I'd be found out right away.
Well, that's no fun.
Oh, somewhere else to look at. Sad.
Officer Meekins, have a look at this.
Laugh at me, sir.
Huh?
Know what you want to say? You're going to tell me how she has one just like it.
I do. Me? Why would I?
No, sir, I know. I'm the only one without a girl with matching badges. Nowhere! I'm alone! All alone! Is that so wrong? Life isn't all about high school sweethearts and youthful romance, sir!
Oh, yikes.
Mike Meekins has some repressed problems.
Is he talking about those badges on her coat? I'd like to think there's a difference between my badge and the fashion.
Phoenix is like, what, 26? And Emma is 17? Oh, 24. Still though.
Kinda weird.
Oh wow, he's on the
Retire, old man.
Who are you calling old?
Grandpa.
now.
Child.
Look how old, like, look how much, like, difference in age there are. 13 years.
Oh my goodness.
Sir! I'm a patrolman to General Affairs, sir! Sir!
Ow, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins.
He had some business that day, sir. And so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir.
So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room?
Right, sir. Because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall.
Marshall?
And, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person.
So, what happened then?
Through that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center.
How long were you out? Days?
Might I ask, what happened to your hands?
There was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir.
A bandage on his hand, just like Miss Sky.
Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office.
First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right?
Give me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you happen to label me as perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim.
I would, but you happen to be in detention. And alive. And well, at that.
Yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that.
Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman?
Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger, or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side.
So you didn't know him?
I work in a tiny department, devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives.
So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him?
No intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir.
At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime?
Ah!
Don't you think you should just confess?
There was nothing I could do!
Nothing you could do?
To tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious.
The next thing you knew, you were... huh?
And when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared.
What?
Then, when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hands, sir. Oh, the shock! Oh, the sorrow, sir! Can you imagine how I felt?
The victim's body disappeared?
That's some story.
Officer Meekins, can you take a look at this?
Sorry, sir. Really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir?
He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright.
It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth.
Oh, my.
Do you think you could take a look at this?
Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it!
What?
My head was a blank until this very moment!
Are you sure about that?
But sir, now I remember! I remember, sir!
You mean you remember what happened?
That card was the cause of it all!
This ID card?
Exactly, sir! That's exactly it! Nothing could be more exact, sir! Nothing!
I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember?
Well, sir, you might say I'm a... Oh, okay. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman who was in the evidence room.
And that's why you thought he looked suspicious.
Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card.
Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far.
Right, sir! That's what I've been trying to tell you!
So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do?
That... Only he pointed a knife at me!
What?
Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now! So I whooped and I leapt at him!
Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him?
Do others before they do unto you! My own father's words, sir!
What happened then?
Strike first. Well... My eyes, sir! Everything went white! When I woke, I was here!
Right.
So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you?
What do you mean, Emma?
Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman. And the victim, whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card.
In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really...
And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died.
Sir, that was what I wanted to say! That is... I did say something along those lines.
Huh? But you still ended up here?
Him, sir. On that day, At that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said.
But you don't remember the events clearly.
Oh. But the videotape is quite clear.
Huh? Videotape?
Security camera. The crime? My crime? The crime I swore to stamp out! It's there! It's me! It's on tape!
Oh, sort of cut off.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry! Really sorry, sir! I'll hand over my badge! I don't deserve it!
No thanks, I have my own. Well, guess we'd better go check out the crime scene.
Officer, me again.
I'll do it again! February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, Room 1202.
Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday.
And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here.
I'm sure he's off doing some important investigations.
No, I'm not.
I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back.
Change.
Got a big sign that says Texas.
Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
In the Wild West.
February 23rd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department.
Hey, Mr. Wright! Look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk!
It's Police Chief Gant!
And you're sure this is all... You know what it means if there's anything missing.
Sir, I'm sure it's likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, and garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats. Under a seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine.
I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, do you?
Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir.
The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered.
Aha! Righto, my boy! How you been? Swim much?
Oh ho ho, Chief Gant! Reporting for duties!
Why are you him, Mr. Wright?
What? Roberts?
I was wondering, could you take a look at this?
Oh, sorry, Righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there, the busy one.
The guy who can't sit still? Does he mean Detective Gumshoe?
Either him or the dancing blue badger. Is Edgeworth going to be okay?
Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition.
Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boys since last year.
You mean the incident on Gourd Lake?
It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto?
Von Karma.
Front-facing Von Karma.
A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court you fixed it, so he was caught for forging evidence.
Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge it.
In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what the inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. More like unworthy.
UCSD.
It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean.
They're being the prosecutors, I assume.
Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Well, scientifically speaking, that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in two locations at the same time. That's what it says.
What evidence is this?
Now, Righto. I can't give away all secrets just like that. And in this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it.
I wasn't expecting much anyway.
You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand it. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives trap shut.
He was the one you were picking on earlier?
Huh, you saw that. Whoops.
I wonder what it was that he wanted Chief of Detectives to do.
Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him.
I was wondering. Yes. I was wondering, would you like some steak?
I'm vegetarian.
I understand.
Meat isn't good for swimming.
But I bought that with my allowance.
Have we shown our badge yet? Alright.
think it's the note. Or the ticket? I know you have to present him something.
Is it something we don't have yet?
Unless there's something
Prosecutor's office.
Here, let me look it up for you. Wow!
The note and the parking ticket have the same day on it. No way! Scientific facts!
Oh, so you have to go back to the prosecutor's office. Or I think it's examine the chief. Wait, try examining the chief first. Oh, you already did?
Oh, sorry I had to say that.
What exactly did the chief of police want you to do?
See? Well, see over there? That's Bateman's desk. You want me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They take away every last piece of garbage in the trash there.
So, nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here?
Of course not. Well, except for this.
What? You kept something?
Sure, why not? It's not important or anything. You didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete.
A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something?
The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that, just in case.
Another one!
Another one.
I should really get back to investigating the police department.
Ah, okay, so that's where you're supposed to go, I guess?
Wait, you're not presenting.
Guess not.
Oh, interesting. Oh, never mind, it doesn't say anything.
Well, I couldn't get his ID number right.
Oh, is this where we go back to the prosecutor's office?
Either that or the parking lot. Yeah, it is the prosecutor's office. Mobby. Wait, or I think you talked to Damon Gant again? Because maybe a new option popped up after you talked to the chief.
Oh, possibly.
Oh, there it is.
Yep. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you.
Well, I never thought the day would come when Wright asked me for help.
I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room.
Now, Righto.
Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate at all.
Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man?
Huh?
Heck! If anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50? I give them $50, no problem.
Sorry, can you borrow my...
So go ahead!
My
Investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
heart's thoughts now for blending anytime.
It just goes to show, you never know until you ask.
And for you here, you can borrow this.
Hey! This is a detective's ID card, isn't it?
That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it.
Yes, sir! It's an honor.
You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks.
It looks pretty cool on my lab wall, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID.
You seem happy.
Yes, sir. Because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir.
I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. The evidence room is beyond that door.
And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open.
Aha! The card reader is turned off.
Security guard thinking.
Oh, howdy, partners. Well, well. What's made my Bambina's sky so gray?
Officer Marshall! Why does it have to be him?
What's that why does it have to be him look for?
Take one guess.
As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon.
We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Yeehaw! That card you got on there, chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts.
Yeehaw!
Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doughies. The crime scene's awaiting.
Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you questions.
Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you, hombres.
You're busy, then?
Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you.
Actually, you said you had no mind to go with hombres.
Actually?
The sheriffs back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand.
This is neither wild nor west here.
Aha! That and this are two different things entirely.
I guess so? Huh? I'm lost.
Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy.
Who's the food for again?
Him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, but he got placed in jail, so he can't eat anything.
Yeah. Well, shame.
No food in jail, that's how it works.
I was wondering if we could talk to you.
Sorry, Bambina. But I'm off to roam the lands like a tumbleweed on the wide prairie. Like a gunslinger loading his 6-shooter, I say a little prayer.
What's that all about, Mr. Wright?
I I think he was just too hungry to talk.
You're just saying that because his stomach was growling. You have no idea what he was talking about either.
Well, in any case, we need to get cracking on this investigation pronto.
Drink it.
The forbidden sip. That smell. Reminds me of Texas.
So, Officer Marshall, you are from Texas?
Nah, he's from Minnesota.
No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby?
Yeah, Miss Starr.
What's this?
What? What's wrong?
Filet steak lunch. I see. I see!
I don't see. I wonder what it means?
Alright, Bambina, you win. Ask me for anything.
Finally, it seems like
he's willing to talk.
What's your opinion on the blue passion?
Officer Marshall, you're in charge of the security room for the evidence room, right?
You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it.
actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us.
That poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly.
He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station.
Well, maybe I should be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know?
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy.
Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping my eye on a place.
You mean the security camera system?
I don't take to machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they stick in next to your steak, you know?
Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago.
It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire.
You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you?
That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. go. That's all there is to it.
What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened.
There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago.
2 days ago, the day of our case.
That's right. The evidence transfers.
Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too.
I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do.
Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen!
Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well... I like them as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras.
Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned.
If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes?
I reckon they might be.
You're the security guard and you reckon.
One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card.
Thus the card reader by the door.
The reader leaves the record of every ID card that passes through.
So this is the ID card record.
Hey! I've seen that somewhere before.
Sorry, Bambina. Can't show you more than that.
Huh?
I haven't heard whether this related to the case yet.
Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before.
Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about?
We only keep evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there is a mistake, see?
So what happens to the evidence after 2 years?
You ever heard of an incinerator? It goes to sleep forever in the underground. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February.
I see now.
Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated.
And that happened to SL9 2 days ago.
See this? This is the victim's ID card.
Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot.
The number on this is 5842189.
Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Look! Number! It's a perfect match!
It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing.
What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world.
So, when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
But wait, what did Officer Meekins say?
Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card.
So he asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do?
Someone pointed a knife at me.
If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins?
Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record.
I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here.
Alright. We'll find out what's going on in the evidence room.
What awaits us behind those doors?
A very annoying
Yeehaw!
examining of things that is a while. Or, I mean, well, part of that thing was just really frustrating to me when I first played it.
Yeehaw!
Thanks for the line, partner. God, this case is so fucking long.
Yeah.